Well, you end up doing Sweet Escape with Gwen Stefani.
Right.
Another huge record.
Monster record.
It's like the number of hits that you have
Man.
is something crazy.
No, we was on a roll around that time, because then we went from that. Then I did the Celebration with Madonna. I mean, it was crazy. We just started moving, man. Then I started doing all these classic artists, you know, from Lionel Richie to Quincy Jones, and then Michael Jackson.
Well, Michael Jackson, you ended up doing a remix to "Wanna Be Starting Something."
Right.
And then later on, I guess you guys started to get close.
Yeah.
So I never met Michael Jackson.
Man, amazing.
I mean, I've interviewed, Black Child. I've interviewed Dallas Austin, producers that actually work closely with him.
Right.
As well as, Tito Jackson.
Right.
His brother. What was the relationship like with Michael, and what was Michael like when the cameras aren't on?
No, Mike was amazing, dog. Like, honestly, no, that's the only thing I really regret, is that the world never seen Mike like as his true self. You know what I'm saying? They always seen the choreographed Mike, like the Mike that Mike wanted you guys to see. Because he always felt the moment I walk out of there, lights, camera, action. So he created this. He choreographed everything about himself as an artist. So he was a true artistic person. And if it wasn't artistic, then he'd be walking around in a disguise. So he'd be standing next to you, you won't even know it, because he'd be in full disguise. But Mike,
I heard about this. He'll show up like in a beard.
Like I've
interviewed people about it. He'll show up. Yeah, he looked like an old white man. Like you wouldn't even know.
You won't even know.
Yeah, I guess what he did was he hooked up with the guy that did all the Thriller,
right?
Like special effects and all the, and he would have that guy create just disguises for him. Yeah, crazy.
Just different profiles. I remember one time we went to the movies together, and he had.
You went to the movies with Michael Jackson.
Yeah. So Mike was the one that introduced me to the IMAX theater experience. I never knew what that shit was. So we was in Vegas, and he was like, yo, you gotta see this. You gotta see this shit. It's crazy. So we go. He's in his full, design and everything else. And I'm looking normal. I'm like regular and shit, right? So we get on this elevator, and these group of white girls come running to the elevator. Oh my God, oh my God. And they come running in. And at this point, I'm like, oh shit, I think they recognize him. I'm not even thinking about myself, like, at all, right? And they come getting all, can we take a picture, Akon? Oh my God, we love your music. So they go on to take pictures, and Mike over there just giggling. Like, you giggling, right?
He's taking the picture?
Right.
Photo by Michael Jackson.
Mike just giggling, laughing, like tripping off, right? And I'm sitting here like, Mike, I promise you one more laugh, I'm gonna give you up. You better keep it quiet, right? So Mike, we get out the elevator and we go in. So now at this point, the girls are walking kind of quiet. And then Mike see a group of more kids. He's like, hey guys, that's Akon. And I'm like, Mike, fuck, man. So all the kids start screaming, ah! And this is when I was at my height, right? So they all start coming. So we was there for like 20 minutes, man, just taking pictures, signing autographs. And Mike there the whole time grabbing phones and taking my picture, right? Tripping, like just putting more work on me for no reason, right? So I'm in my mind, I'm like, man, if these kids only knew that Mike is like right there taking our picture. Like, can you imagine that shit?
Yeah, I actually looked it up when I interviewed Jason Weaver, who played young Michael Jackson in the Jackson movie. He said Michael would just show up full disguise, like an old white man.
Right.
And would just be and Jason didn't know who he was. No one knew who he was.
Right.
And he would be hanging out on set.
Right.
And nobody knew. Yeah.
Amazing. But behind closed doors, no makeup, no nothing. Super funny, like cool as a fan, man.
I heard he was really masculine.
No.
Even because people look at him like with a high voice,
right.
they think that he's feminine and so forth.
Right.
But I heard in real life he was not like that at all.
Nah, Mike liked him.
Yeah,
he got it.
Yeah. I remember we actually
had some real conversations. I got to know his type and all that. He liked models. Tall, slim models. You know what I'm saying?
So all the the pedophile and the gay stuff that came.
Man, I think all that was propaganda because Mike was doing such big things in the publishing world. I always felt like the music side, he was buying out a lot of great real estate.
The Beatles catalog?
A lot of stuff, and he wouldn't sell it back or wouldn't offer no options for it to be sold. And then, of course, his own catalog, there was a big fight around that. I think what Michael was more about, it was power, because he was super smart and understood what real value meant to America. So he had access to a lot of American just value. And he owned it. And if he didn't own it 100%, he owned it 50%. You know what I'm saying? Like he owned a big chunk of America's value. That's the best way to put it. And at some point, you know, they're gonna want to have the option to buy it back or control it to an extent. Mike just wouldn't allow it. And I think at that moment, that's when a lot of the propaganda and all this whispers and stuff start coming out about him, which was clearly not true.
I bought the Beatles.
Yeah.
While I'm doing the video with the Beatles. That's gangster.
Right.
Michael walks into Paul McCartney. If you're gonna sell the Beatles, how much you sell them for? Oh, I don't know, you know, about 60 million. Wow, that's a lot of money. That motherfucker go right to his trailer, get his people on the phone. Paul don't find out till the next fucking day Michael done bought the Beatles. That motherfucker come on and say, how can you buy Beatles? How can you buy Beatles? He said 60, I gave you 64. That's a lot of money. The girl is mine.
Your publishing's mine.
This nigga's a gangster, nigga.